Welcome everyone to episode 91 of This Week in Geek. My name is Ren Geekness, and I'm of course joined as always by my co-host Zach Pope. How are you doing today, Zach?
I'm doing great, man. Finally, the first show back where we both can start at the same time, so it's gonna be a
Exactly,
good time.
and we don't have to rush out, which is a beautiful
Mm-mm.
thing in and of itself. In case you're unfamiliar with This Week in Geek, everyone, thank you so much for finding us. However, you're finding us, if you're watching us live on YouTube, on the replay, or listening to us on your favorite podcast app. We are available in which platform, Zach?
Spotify, Apple, and I think a couple others, but those are the main ones.
And you can find us on the Into the Geekverse stream with Zach Pope, with a bunch of other podcasts. And in case you're unfamiliar with the show, again, we basically have three segments in This Week in Geek. The first segment is when me, Zach, and you, who already have submitted a few in the live chat, go through everything you watched this past week and rank it from the worst to the best. Then we move on to discuss our main topics. That's the topic you see in the title, on the thumbnail. And you see a picture of this thumbnail for our third topic on my community tab on my channel, where you leave your questions for my favorite and the third segment of the show, where we answer as many questions as we can. We can't guarantee that we'll get to them all, but if you want to guarantee your question is answered and answered immediately or as soon as possible, consider clicking the tip link in the description or using the super chat feature. So without any further delays, because we're already 7 minutes behind on time when we should have started the show, let's get to our weekly ranking. Zach, do you want to get us started?
Yeah, so I only watched two things. Well, technically three, but I can't talk about one in the ranking yet. So
Yeah.
which is the Star Wars: The Acolyte. We've both
Yep.
seen episodes. We can do social media thoughts. You can go read our
You've
social
seen more
thoughts.
than I did at this point. I saw
Oh
it
yeah,
before
I've seen
you, but
four.
you've seen
I've
more.
seen four, but you're about to watch the other two.
Yeah.
So
After the show, I'm watching 3 and 4.
there you go. So I don't really have a ranking. Like, okay. So in last place, because I only watched two things, is Foxcatcher. My
Oh, okay.
wife wanted to watch it. She saw it on Hulu, and I was like, absolutely. Great movie. I watched it. Cool. It's a great movie. It's really dark. If you never watched Foxcatcher, you should. And then my number one movie of the week is the first Tobey Maguire movie. First Tobey Maguire Spider-Man film.
Oh, okay.
Rewatch that. So there you go.
I was like,
that's
his
all I
first
got.
movie
Yeah,
ever?
yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, someone, G. Kobe, already noticing the ponytail. I feel like I'm back at your place and we're doing the show at, I'm doing the show at 7 in the morning.
True.
Because I just came from the gym because I was too lazy to go to the gym in the morning because I woke up at 8 just because I don't like waking up late. Oh, because I was too lazy. The show was playing on my phone. I apologize. I just came from the gym because I was too lazy to go in the morning, but I still woke up at 8 a.m. just because I got home late from work last night. But anyway, let's get into my weekly ranking because that's not what you guys are here to listen to. In last place, and I haven't watched much stuff. Obviously, I've seen the first 2 episodes of The Acolyte. Cannot talk about it besides my reaction, which is up on Twitter. Last place, Tarot. This is the what is this? This is a Sony movie, a Blumhouse movie. It's a shitty horror movie that came out a couple of months ago for everyone to see. It's as forgettable as you can imagine. I don't think there's too much here of interest. The kills are not interesting. The characters are not interesting. It's a fun enough concept. I think it works for a horror movie, but they clearly did not make it work here. Over that, but not too far ahead, I'm going to have this week's episode of Doctor Who, which is strangely for an 8-episode season, it is yet another Dr. Light episode. And what I mean by that is that there are episodes of Doctor Who throughout the show, some good, some not so good, that have a main character that is not the Doctor, and the Doctor basically shows up here and then. This is an episode that I found was okay. It was not great. It was not amazing, but I thought it was fine. And that is everything I watched this week. I haven't watched much stuff. Again, I watched The Acolyte. We cannot rank that. But hopefully next week we'll have a better weekly ranking because I will be watching a ton of upcoming shows. And on Monday is my screening for Bad Boys Ride or Die, which they should have reserved the title Bad Boys for Life for this one. But that's a conversation for another day. All right, let's highlight some of your weekly rankings. That we start with Godfather Dom. Are you named after Dominic Mysterio? That's a random question if you don't watch wrestling, but I want to know. And his weekly ranking are number 2, The Sting, not Sting, the Spider movie that just came out a few weeks back, that I've heard terrible things about. And in number 1, The Terminator, which is a classic. So I haven't seen The Sting, but I'm very much a fan of that weekly ranking, of the order at least. Eric Thorpe reviews, good friend of the show. Number 1, The Wolverine, ahead of number 2, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I'm quite a big fan of The Wolverine, more than most people. I would still put Furiosa ahead of it, just as I would put Shogun ahead of Furiosa. Shogun, season 1. Number 4, Gen V, season 1. Number 5, Mad Max, the original. And number 6, Iron Man, the animated series from 94, which I would put ahead of the original Mad Max, just because I don't think the original Mad Max is a very good movie. GKVP. Also good friend of the show. Number 5, Atlas. I think you're being very kind by calling it generic. Number 4, Bad Boys. Number 3, X-Men, the original. Okay. Number 2, The Idea of You, which I quite like, but I wouldn't put it again ahead of X-Men. And number 1, the original Omen, which
No. That's the new one. That's the new
first
one.
Omen. The first. I said original, but my brain read as the
I need to watch
one,
that this week.
Latest one. That was the first Omen. I don't know. I know I've said it in the show, but I don't remember if I was doing the show alone. The first Omen is my first Omen. I've never seen any other The Omen movie. The original, not the remake. I've never seen any. So literally, this is my first Omen. And Tony Movie Chappie, also a good friend of the show. Number 3, Monsters Inc. Number 2, Spring Breakers. And number 1, Super 8. I would not completely reverse that order, but I would just put Monsters Inc. at number 1 with the other 2. And then we got the Minions in Scott. Number 6, The Lost World, which is an underrated movie. Number 3, Jurassic Park 3. Number 4, Jurassic World Dominion. Number 3, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Number 2, Jurassic Park. And number 1, Jurassic World. This is a franchise that goes back and forth. Like, you will never see the same order on anyone. I would personally definitely have the original Jurassic Park at number 1, Lost World at number 2, Jurassic World, then Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, then Jurassic Park 3, and then Jurassic World Dominion. But thank you for sharing.
This ranking, if he just switches the first Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, that would be my ranking. I do not like Lost World. I really do not. No, yeah, I really do not like that movie.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not like trying to do anything or trying to be funny. Like, I wish.
No. When you're trying to do something, I always catch you. So you don't need to explain it. All right, everyone. So with that out of the way, thank you so much for sharing your weekly rankings. Let's get into our big topic this week. Because not only did we get the announcement of Knives Out 3, officially titled Wake Up Dead Men. And for those of you not aware, this is a U2 song. All of the Knives Out movies are named after songs. First one, I don't remember what it was. Glass Onion is a Beatles song. Now this is a U2 song. And they're casting plenty of Irish actors. And U2 is an Irish band. So, officially cast. And we're not going to mention, obviously, Tom Hardy, Lindsay Lohan. Those were rumors, and they were never substantial rumors from credible sources. Let's run down the cast here. We have Kaylee Spaney and Josh O'Connor, the first ones to officially be announced. And for some reason, I have a feeling they're going to be either a couple or exes in this movie. We have Andrew Scott. We have Daniel Craig, obviously. We have Jeremy Renner, which is going to be interesting to see who he's playing, if not himself, because in Glass Onion, we have the Jeremy Renner hot sauce. And turns out, apparently, they tried to actually have him in the movie, or at least in the marketing, promoting his hot sauce. We have Mila Kunis, we have Glenn Close, we have Kerry Washington, and we have Daryl McCormack, who most people will know from Leo Grande. Good luck
Yeah.
to you, Leo Grande. That's it. I was missing the good luck to you. But if you have not watched Apple TV's Bad Sisters, watch Apple TV's Bad Sisters. He is amazing in it, and it's just an incredible show overall. All right. So, general thoughts before we dive into specifics, into cast members, before you speculate into who else could join and whatever. General thoughts. This is a great lineup, generally speaking, and it's a lineup that mirrors the previous lineups. You have up and coming stars, you have established actors, you have franchise players, you have
Like a
actors
Marvel actor.
like a
They always
yeah.
have to have the one.
And so far, all the Marvel actors have been the murderers. So keep your eyes on Jeremy Renner for this one. Uh, or Glenn Close. She is in the MCU, as we know.
Yeah.
So there's
Hey,
two Marvel
they always
actors.
they have the last one had one Guardians of the Galaxy member,
That's
Dave
true.
Bautista.
That's true.
So now you have to have another
Did
one.
the first one have anyone else besides Chris Evans? From the MCU,
see.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Johnson, Michael Shannon, Toni Collette, Catherine Langford, Ana de Armas, Christopher Plummer, obviously.
I mean, Lakeith was rumored to be Silver Surfer.
Yeah, but he's not in the MCU. Even if he was to be in the MCU in the future, as of right now, as in before this movie, he is not an MCU.
No, I would say no one else.
Yeah, the first one only had one MCU actor, and that one was the murderer. The last one had three MCU actors, because Catherine Hahn. And one of them was the murderer. So now, again, we have two MCU actors. So it's either Jeremy Renner or Glenn Close. But yeah, this is, generally speaking, a really good cast. Like famous names, established legends of the screen. Then names that people like you guys, people like me, people like Zach, maybe the general audience knows their face, but they don't quite know their name. Like an Andrew Scott, like a Daryl McCormack. Josh O'Connor, I would say, like, even for a lot of people, like, he's up and coming. Like, it's natural that general audiences will not be familiar with him. But this is shaping up to be another star-studded cast with a ton of different kinds of actors that have this different kind of exposure, this different kind of established careers. So I'm very much into this so far, except for one person, but we'll get to that in due time. Zach, your general thoughts on the cast so far? Knives Out 3, Wake Up, Man.
I need Hugh Grant casted again, right?
Oh my God.
So he has to be in this. But in all honesty, I'm liking it. I still think I prefer the Glass Onion cast. Like, I thought that cast was just so unique and cool.
And do you prefer Glass Onion the movie or Knives Out the movie?
I like Glass Onion more.
Okay.
I know that's like an unpopular opinion, I think, to a lot. Like, I've seen a lot of hate on Glass Onion lately on Twitter, but that's always Twitter. Honestly, though, the one that actually made me the most excited was Kaylee Spaney.
Sorry to interrupt. Catherine Langford was Tony Stark's daughter. Deleted scene, but still another MCU actor. Good shout, Jico VP.
Oh, there you go. So, honestly, Andrew Scott, Kaylee Spaney were probably the two that I was like, wow, that's really cool casting. But Jeremy Renner getting casted. Rian Johnson's a very, particular guy. He has to be playing himself. That's just the way that it has to be looked at. I'm more and more inclined to think that they are going the movie within a movie thing. Ooh. And maybe it's all being filmed in Ireland. Maybe that was like one of his first mysteries ever.
That would be cool. That would be fucking cool.
Jeremy Renner is playing Benoit Blanc in the movie.
I love that. I genuinely love that.
So let me share my screen because I'm looking at the Knives Out.
I actually want to bring something up because not around the same time, but after Knives Out, one show that really caught fire because it was kind of in the same vein. Don't delete that share. I'll just bring it up after making this point. One of the shows that really caught fire was The After Party, which every season would have the same character. In the case of the show, like the two same characters because they become a couple by the end of the first season, and they go around having these different murder mysteries. And while the first one was set in LA, I believe it was LA, the second one still does feel like a more exotic location because it's this vineyard and it's like super uber rich people, this uber rich family. And it feels more, the second season feels very much aligned with the second season of Knives Out, or the second movie of Knives Out, even though the first one doesn't really have that many parallels besides being a murder mystery. The way they set up the third season of The After Party is that they are making a movie about the murder mystery. And the characters we follow are now going to encounter a murder. It's another parallel as well, is only murders in the building. But that one is more stationary in its own location up until season 4, where we've seen in the trailer. I wonder, you just brought that idea up of they're making a Benoit Blanc movie. Jeremy Renner is playing Benoit Blanc and all that. So, and if that's true, they're definitely not killing Jeremy Renner.
Maybe he's the murderer.
Yeah, that could be. That would be really funny if he's playing himself and he's the murderer.
Yeah.
All right. So what is this?
Look at that picture of them.
I can see
like
it.
Benoit Blanc, like a Hollywood version of Benoit Blanc.
Yeah,
it's right there.
Sure. So I'm gonna, if that is true, I'm gonna love seeing Jeremy Renner do the accent.
Oh, and that's because from what I was reading, that was supposed to be Tom Hardy's role. Or sorry, no, Tom Hardy was supposed to be, which one was it? Someone leaked out who Tom Hardy was and Lindsay Lohan's was. I think Lindsay Lohan was supposed to be Mila Kunis's role.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would have guessed Tom Hardy was
Tom Hardy is
Jeremy Renner.
I can't remember now.
So any other theories on cast members, like even putting the specific scenario that we're just speculating? At least I have no information. Let's forget about the hypothetical of them making a Benoit Blanc movie within the movie. What do you think? Can you kind of predict some of the dynamic here? Like for me, for some reason, gut instinct is just O'Connor and Spaney are playing lovers or ex-lovers or whatever. Do you have anyone that you can see like what kind of character they could be playing?
I think they're all playing actors in the movie.
They're all playing
obviously,
actors. But only Jeremy Renner is playing himself. Everyone else is like a made-up person.
Yeah, okay. Because they have to, because he's already established in this. Yeah. Or maybe we're wrong. Maybe they are all playing themselves. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
to a certain extent. But I think Glenn Close. So it's weird because, you know, I'm thinking, okay, it's one of his first mysteries, one that we haven't seen before. Is there a chance they do the original Knives Out? Like, that's the movie they're making it off of? And Glenn Close is playing Jamie Lee Curtis's character. Kaylee Spaney is playing Ana de Armas's character. Josh O'Connor's playing Chris Evans' character. Or maybe Andrew Scott
is playing Catherine Langford.
Yeah, I will say right now, I really want Andrew Scott to be a douchebag in this. I really want him to play a douchebag in this.
What if he's like the dead guy? Do you have a feeling as to who is the dead guy or dead person? Because it could be
as of right now.
Wait, well, we know it's going to be a male because the movie style is Wake Up Dead Man.
I think Jeremy Renner dies.
You think Jeremy Renner dies?
Yeah, I think they're going to go that route. Now, how far? Because the thing I really liked about Glass Onion is like no one dies till like midway through the film, and then it shifts the whole. You know, it's who's trying to kill me, and then boom, they change up the whole dynamic.
And here's another thing: what does he do now? Because in the first one, he shows you right away who dies and quote unquote who kills him. There's some details that eventually we find out, so it wasn't Ana de Armas who actually killed him. In the second one, like you said, not only does the person who died die halfway through, but except they didn't die because the person who died in the movie had already died off screen, and it's a flashback and all that. And it's twins. Spoilers for Glass Onion and for the original.
I love that twist. I love that.
Same here. I love both of those movies. Not the original, just edges it out for me, but I love both of those movies. what's the card he pulls on here?
Yeah, because he has to do something a little bit
Yeah.
different. And that's why I said, like,
And if
so if you
anyone
have
can
the
do it, it's Ryan Johnson. If anyone
yeah.
can surprise us in this specific way,
Mhm.
it's Ryan Johnson. He's proved it time and time again.
So the last thing is I really hope Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So let me say this.
He's
If it
gonna
is a
be in
movie
it.
with I know, but if it's a movie within a movie, I love if Joseph Gordon-Levitt was playing the director.
Oh
Because
my!
Ryan Johnson is the director and they're best friends and stuff like that. I would love if he was the director of this.
I think you're gonna like my idea better. Not to toot my own
Okay.
horn.
Pitch it.
Um, so and I'm only imagining this happening if Jeremy Renner is the one who dies. So Jeremy Renner is playing himself. He's the murderee. He's the one who dies. At the end of the movie, they resume production after everything, and replacing Jeremy Renner to play Benoit Blanc is Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
That would be interesting. I like that one.
Yeah. All right,
I don't
Zach.
know.
I'm gonna give you 3 names that you can choose to join this cast.
Okay. If Kermit the Frog isn't one, then this isn't a good list.
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt doesn't count because one way or another, he's gonna be in the movie.
Yeah. Bum.
And
Wasn't he the
Hugh
bum
Grant
in the
also,
last one? Yeah.
Hugh Grant also doesn't count. Yeah, he was the bong.
Okay. All right, go.
No, you go first.
I'll give you 3. Give you 3.
You give me 3. I'll give 3.
Oh my God, what's his name? The guy, he was the villain in Secret Invasion.
Kingsley Ben-Adir.
Yes. So
Nice.
Kingsley Ben-Adir. Mark Ruffalo. I want another Marvel star in there, but Mark Ruffalo would be a lot of fun in here.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, dude, Hugh Jackman. Bring Hugh Jackman into the Knives Out.
To this one specifically.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
All right.
What
Matt
about you?
Nicholson.
Oh, that's a great pick, yeah.
I'm gonna have. No, she was already in a Knives Out movie. Damn it. Melissa Barrera.
Ooh, yep.
And just because I love this man, and I will literally watch any movie he's in, even if I look at the trailer and I'm like, this looks shit, but Gerard Butler, he's in a movie,
I will
watch it. Those are my 3.
Let me give one more. I'd love to see maybe not in this one, but Jennifer Lawrence being in a Knives Out film.
Oh,
if they do it in this
100%.
one or fourth, like just the way that she can play comedy and drama so well.
I want to see. I don't think you would fit
Oh.
in this specific, like judging by the cast that's already shipping up. But I want to see an Adam Driver in one of these movies.
Oh,
Not
that would
this
be
one.
awesome.
At this point,
Daisy Ridley. I mean, dude, do the whole Star Wars thing.
Yeah, dude. Mix
with
MCU, mix MCU and start 2 more. Oh shit.
2 more people. Okay, no, I got 2 more.
Okay.
Emma Stone in a Knives Out film would just be.
But just
glorious.
in general, or
just in general.
Okay, just in general. Okay,
and
that
then
gives me,
and
that
then
gives me more
who?
liberty.
Oh my God, I'm blanking on her name. What the fuck is her name? Lily Gladstone.
Ooh,
Lily
okay.
Gladstone. Dude, I just imagine how well she could play that.
If we're talking like just be in a Knives Out movie, I've said Adam Driver, so I'm not gonna repeat that one. Michael Fassbender. I want to see him in the Knives Out movie. And who else? Ooh, Carrie Condon. I would love to see Carrie Condon in one of these.
I like that one.
100%. All right.
I like that.
Now, Zach, another question. If we are getting a movie being made about Benoit Blanc, and you've already suggested, are they doing the first Knives Out movie? Do you think that is the best decision, or should they do a mystery we haven't seen yet? So we sort of get, I mean, they would end up having, just because story structure dictates, they would end up being the same exact mystery, kind of, but I would prefer personally to see a mystery we've never seen before. And so we cut back and forth between the movie being made and Benoit Blanc remembering how he solved this other case that we've never seen before. That would
I
also
would
mean
yeah.
that would also mean the cast would need to be double the size.
Yeah.
But
I would
what do you think?
prefer his first mystery ever. And this is
Ooh,
that
okay.
story. Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
telling
yeah.
it in order.
Mhm.
Whether he wrote a book
I
during
think that would
COVID
work.
or something like that, or maybe his husband wrote a book during COVID about his,
Oh, yeah.
about
Yeah.
Benoit Blanc, and that's the story that they're turning into a movie. That way, you can bring Hugh Grant in for a small role again. I think that's just the easier way to do it, and a more intriguing way because
Mm.
but again, you can only do this concept once. So it's like it comes down
Yeah.
to like do you want to play off of the original Knives Out and have these character actors
Mhm.
play these other actors, in a way?
Mhm.
I think there's an interesting choice in there. And again, I could be completely wrong. I could like this could not be a movie within a movie, but I'm starting to lean towards that it is. And it seems like something if you're trying to do something different by the third time, maybe you do it. Maybe you
Yeah.
finally cut the bullshit and just do it because eventually that's the idea they have to touch on. And
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson's always one to what's the word? It starts with a D. I'm blanking this morning. I'm really tired. Um, I can't remember, but he did it with Last Jedi. He took apart what you knew about Star
Construct.
Wars and deconstruct. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking he's gonna do here.
Another question is, well, we've only had 2 movies at this point, but it does feel like each mystery takes place in a sort of and represents a sort of different season. So, Knives Out was a fall movie, second Knives Out, a summer movie, an exotic film. Do you think we keep going with that trend? Do you think it just becomes kind of indifferent in the movie? But if we do continue, what do you want to see? Do you want to see winter or do you want to see spring? Because they're going to
For
Ireland, so it could probably be winter if
for
they are
this
doing this
one,
movie within the movie.
Um,
Do
I
you
don't know. I
care?
really I really like the summer vibe of the
Mhm.
last one. Like I liked and the fact that they're going to Ireland.
Yeah.
I mean, where's Colin Farrell actually? Why have they not casted Colin Farrell yet? Can
Another great
someone
shout to be in one of these.
like
Oh wow, I really want to see Colin
what if
Farrell.
he's a big fan of Banshees of Inisherin?
Oh my god.
What if Jenny
And
what's the was it Jenny the donkey or goat or
Jenny the Donkey, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. What if Jenny the donkey's in this?
And Brendan Gleeson is in this, and
Yeah.
Carrie Condon is in this,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
bread
yeah.
van.
There you go.
If you
Yeah.
don't remember
Oh,
the bread van
Barry
joke from that
Keoghan.
movie, you're missing out because that was one of the greatest jokes I've ever seen in a movie.
Mhm.
That's how my mom died.
But yeah, no, there's so many options they can do with this. I can't wait. I'm assuming by
Ooh.
Monday we'll get more people casted.
I Heart Movies in the live chat just had a great idea. I want to see
Yeah.
a Christmas murder mystery. So a Knives
Ooh.
Out movie set at Christmas. But that was sort of almost, I don't know what kind of situation you put Benoit Blanc in, unless it's not literally on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. It's just during the Christmas season. And you put Benoit Blanc attending a party of like these famous posh people and whatever, and someone is murdered. I think that would really work, and you actually give yourself at least another movie because you have, because yes, Christmas is in winter, but you can do winter movies and you can do Christmas movies. They are their own
But
separate
you
things.
say it like that. It could just be a party in general where it's the one, but it's one location. No
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
leaves, no flashbacks, nothing.
Mhm,
It's just in this party situation.
mhm.
Um,
In this
it could be
high-rise
interesting.
building, probably in New
Yeah.
York.
What if they have a Die Hard joke?
What if the party is at Benoit Blanc's house? Because we saw he lives in a pretty fucking big place in New
Yeah.
York by the looks of it.
Maybe Jeremy
Um,
Renner lives there too.
yeah, exactly. And they all go up to Benoit's loft and they go out to the balcony and someone dies and he
Yeah.
has the keys to the house so nobody leaves.
What if he's blamed for the murder?
I think that could be interesting. I think I don't think that works in this third movie, and I'll tell you why. For me, at least, I don't think it works only because, as much as we adore this character for who he is, for how he's portrayed by Daniel Craig, his eccentricities, the way he talks, even the way he investigates things and he deals with criminals. Like Glass Onion, there's this great moment where he's like, "Oh, that's so smart." No, it's just dumb. And he's such a smart guy that he couldn't figure out a mystery because all the clues were so obvious. I think we need to get to that point, because I want to see what you just suggested. But to get to that point, I feel we need a movie that actually explores who Benoit Blanc is as a person. Like, behind all the quirks, who is he at a fundamental human level? That's what I want to see. So yeah, but I think this is shaping up great so far. I'm so excited. I am so mad. It makes sense, don't get me wrong, but I am so mad this only comes out next year.
Yeah. At least it's just next year, though.
Yeah, true. And while it's great when you have this announcement of like, they're announcing the title and now they're casting people, and now you're like, oh shit, this movie is finally coming. So now you have like a set date to look out for. But now that date is in 2025, not 2024. I mean, it's first world problems, right? First world movie problems. Not even really a problem. It's a non-issue, but I really want to see this like right now, and I cannot. I just want to go rewatch the others. I have to rewatch Bad Boys because I need to watch the trilogy before Monday, but I really want to rewatch the Knives Out movies back to back. Zach, before we move on, last few questions. Anyone in here, and you probably know where I'm going with this, anyone in here that stands out as in doesn't quite belong with the rest of the others?
Is it Mila?
Is it Mila? I'm asking your opinion. I'll give my opinion in a second. I'm asking you. There's no right or wrong
if
answer.
you want to get into real world drama, I mean, part of me like doesn't think she should be here personally.
So for context,
so that's just me.
And I'll put that aside. I don't think Mila Kunis is a good actress. I've never seen her be a good actress. I think the only thing she's ever done that's interesting, entertaining, is being the voice of Meg, which is fine if you as an actor don't have a lot of range. That's completely fine. I don't think Mila Kunis is a great actress. So when you have, oh wow, Kelly Spaney and Josh O'Connor and Andrew Scott,
maybe she dies early on.
Maybe she's the murderee. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that. And you got Glenn Close, legendary Glenn Close. That's true. She's okay in Black Swan. Like she doesn't stand out because that movie is all Natalie Portman, but she's not bad. So good shout. Fair enough. Kerry Washington, winner of a shit ton of Emmys for a show I never watched, but apparently is very good, called Scandal. And Daryl McCormack, very much in the early stages of his career, but banger work after banger work after banger work. Now, let's get into real world stuff. Because Mila Kunis has not been in the news for a long time. I think she's fine in Ted, but she could have. It's not a movie that I look at as much as I love Ted. I don't look at that role, nor do I look at Mark Wahlberg. Do I think his energy matches?
I'd rather Ted be in a Knives Out film.
Oh, that would be amazing. But yeah, I don't look at Mila Kunis in the Ted movies and goes, no one else could have played this role as Mila Kunis did. Just like, and that's even more of a testament to the written part, not even to the actor. Because Amanda Seyfried, fantastic actress, kind of the same thing in Ted 2. Like, I don't look at that movie and go, no one could ever have played that character as well as Amanda. Like, nah. As much as I love her, and I love that she got the role, I love that she is in it. But there's nothing specific about that role that, oh yeah, Amanda Seyfried. Now, outside of whatever she brings onto the screen, that's entirely subjective. So if you love Mila Kunis, awesome. If you love Mila Kunis as in seeing her on screen, awesome. Now, like I was saying, Mila Kunis, she's not in the news very often because she is not doing stuff very often. Another reason why I was surprised she was cast in this, because I've read semi-recently that for the last few years, she only ever wanted to do like rom-coms or small movies because she doesn't want to be away from family too long. these are not blockbuster films. These are not Marvel movies where she'll be away from her family for months and then come back and then have reshoots and go back to shooting. Like, it's not one of those, but it is a movie where they're gonna shoot, like we were suggesting, probably in Ireland. Her family is not from Ireland. So yeah. But she's been in the news lately for two very, very bad reasons. The first one was she was an apologist for Danny Masterson. And if you don't know what Danny Masterson did, just research. I don't want to possibly give triggers to anyone who might be watching. But she has also become infamous for, how do I want to put this? Not calling out for the genocide that is happening. And in fact, completely the other way around. She was an apologist for it, which is very troubling. Now, I know we discuss many times on this channel, many times on Zach's channel. We discuss it. We have plenty of questions every week that fall into that topic, but Twitter is a bubble. We know that. We've known that for a long time. Twitter is a bubble. But even on Twitter, when this week started, oh shit, Knives Out is announced. And they have this title. Oh, and Kaylee Spaney and Joshua Connor are now joining. Oh, and Jeremy Renner. Oh, and Andrew Scott. Oh, and Glenn Close. Oh, and Kerry Washington. Mila Kunis comes out. The conversation has entirely shifted from what I see, from my experience. The conversation has entirely shifted from, instead of, awesome, Knives Out movie is coming out. Look at this awesome cast. Knives Out 3 is assembling. I said Knives Out 2, I mean 3. Now it's all around, oh, Mila Kunis is in this movie. Not only are a lot of people saying, she's not really the strongest actress. She doesn't really fit to the rest of these people. But a lot of people are bringing up how for this movie, a lot of the conversation may not become the movie itself, but may become, oh, Mila Kunis is in this movie. Do you know what Mila Kunis did? Do you know what Mila Kunis said? All that. Zach, do you think this could become a real issue? Do you think if it does become a real issue, could she drop out of the movie? What do you think will happen with this situation?
I don't think anything happens because I think, I don't want to play devil's advocate, but there's also apparently issues with Daryl McCormick as well. And same, not as extensive. And then obviously with Jeremy Renner too, with some of his stuff from his ex-wife. So like, again, there's stuff always behind the scenes. I personally don't think it's gonna change any dynamic. She'll be in the film, it'll come up, and that'll be it. Like, again, Twitter is a bubble, the film community is a bubble.
And again, not hopefully, but maybe she's the murdered. Maybe first 5 minutes she's out.
Exactly. So it's hard for me to say. I know we talk more about movies, but it is a real thing to discuss that could have happened. I will say this though, when it comes out to Knives Out movies, these are pretty big in the general going audience. Like I've seen a lot of my friends who are not on Twitter, but on, Facebook, and I see them sharing these. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I just saw this guy in Challengers. Oh, that this girl was really good in Priscilla, so on and so forth. But do they really know all the drama? You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. We don't know, like, even about Jeremy Renner. Like, GGOP is saying it was debunked. All I remember is that news came out, but the wife didn't say anything about it. Didn't say anything about it in the sense like, no, it's fine. And also, the dude almost died trying to save someone else. So I think the karma is at least balanced out.
So I don't know.
Not forgiven, not forgotten, but balanced out.
I don't have much more to say on it, to be honest with you. Yeah. But it's there. She's in the movie. That's about it, and that's all we're gonna.
All right, everyone.
Have it as.
All right. So with that out of the way, let's get into my favorite part of the show. One that we don't have to rush through today. We will have to rush through again next week, unfortunately. But let's get into your questions. And we're going to start with Nathan Holton. Will you upload videos on the channel when you go to WWE in Scotland? I'd be interested to watch it. This is a great question because I've always wanted to try and do more stuff like that on the channel. Um, but it just doesn't come naturally off me. So I usually I try to do vlogs. I think I still have two like vlog type videos on the channel from years back. But it just didn't feel natural. I will try again this time. I now have a great phone with a great camera in and of itself. I will not be taking this camera, obviously, because I'm only taking one backpack. I'm only there for 3 days. Um, but yeah, I'm going to try, and it'd be fun if yes. If not, if I don't upload it here, trust that it'll be on my Instagram, on my Twitter. But if I have enough material, if I have enough record things that I should upload this to YouTube. Keep an eye out, and maybe I'll announce it because if I do have enough to put on YouTube, I'll probably take my sweet time in uploading it and editing it because I know myself. All right, what's next, Zach?
Up next, we have what music artists do you listen to? Any upcoming concerts or any you'd like to go to?
No upcoming concerts. Any I'd like to go to, I'd have to have a list of concerts in front of me. Music artists, I listen to way too many people. Ed Sheeran, Iron Maiden, Metallica, Dragon Force, Dayseeker, Slipknot, Hans Zimmer, Michael Giacchino, Justin Hurwitz, Alan Silvestri, anime music that I don't know the composers names. Way too many to name, honestly. But I listen to a little bit of everything. My genre is mostly rock, hard rock, metal, any variation of rock there. Linkin Park is one of my favorite bands of all time. So yeah. What about you?
My wife got me Dan and Shay tickets, the country artist, for September or August. I can't remember.
Mhm.
So we're going to that. I love them. In terms of like musicians, I'm on a huge Post Malone kick right now. Apparently
Oh,
he's
his new
making a
album is
country
so
album.
good. Love
So
Post
I
Malone.
can't wait to see his turn on country. His first single that apparently came off that rumored album was awesome. And then Eminem, the Houdini song yesterday.
Oh, is that
I love
new?
Eminem. It's new. It's brand
Oh,
new.
okay.
It's
I saw
basically
it.
a
I saw it
mix.
on your stories, but I thought it was just an
No,
Eminem song.
it is. It's classic Slim
Okay.
Shady. It's
All right.
classic Without Me. Will the real Slim Shady stand up? I wasn't excited for it because I think Eminem is one of the greatest, but his last 5 albums I haven't really liked one since Rehab, and then yeah, I literally started the song and I said, "Holy fucking shit, this is classic Slim Shady," and it's literally him bringing the Ren. When you listen to it, just watch the music video because it has like Endgame references with like a portal opening up and like the original Slim Shady from 2006 popping out. It is insane, and I loved it. I'm so happy with this. So yeah.
Mhm. All right. Um. Wait. I can only find a single. When is the album out from Post Malone?
Post Malone, I'm not sure. There's no release date yet.
Oh,
There's
okay.
just the
I
one
thought it was
song
an
right
album
now.
that had come out, not
No,
just a
no.
single. Okay, okay.
It's just the one song right now.
Nathan Holden, trying to get into listening to movie scores. Any recommendations? Hans Zimmer, John Williams, Michael Giacchino, Justin Hurwitz, Alan Silvestri. Who am I forgetting, Zach? Jerry
Daniel
Daniel
Prepper.
Pemberton.
I think
Um,
he is
yeah,
his scores
good
are
shout.
incredible.
Good shout. Just take your favorite Alan Menken, of course. Take some of your favorite movies, recent ones, and just see who composed those. Dive into those scores and then just expand on those. All right, what's next?
Next we got thoughts on Moana 2 and Wolf's trailer. Moana 2, solid trailer. It's a
Mhm.
teaser, so
Yeah,
not
it's
much
very
more
much a
there.
teaser.
Don't need to see anything else. Wolf's fucking looks great.
Mhm.
I am so excited for this. It was one of my most anticipated when it was first announced. I said it right at the start of the year when I gave my most anticipated for the year. I said, John Watts, I want him to prove right here. And then you have Brad Pitt and George Clooney playing fixers.
Yeah.
Love that idea. And that trailer was exactly what I wanted.
Love the Wolves trailer. I think it shows a little bit too much. There are certain sequences in there like I didn't need to see that, especially for a first trailer. Um, but I'm very excited to see it. Words cannot describe how excited I am for Moana 2. Good teaser, and it doesn't have to be anything more than a good teaser. It's just a teaser. Already looks beautiful. One of the most beautiful one of the most beautiful animated movies ever made is the first Moana. This looks to keep that same feeling of grandeur and adventure and beautiful vistas and gorgeous animation. I'm just happy that Maui comes in and finally asks the same thing we've been asking
Yep.
for the last 8 years since the original came out. Why did you not bring Pua on board last time? He is the sidekick, not Hey Hey, and I love Hey Hey, don't get me wrong, but why isn't Pua there? Come on. All right. Nathan Holden, I'm coming to London in 2 weeks for 3 days. That's awesome. What would you recommend me doing and seeing? Um Go to London Dungeon if you can afford it, because it's not very cheap, but it is great. Madame Tussauds. Go to a Flat Iron Steak. Go to a Ramsey Street Burger. It's regular prices. You're not paying for fancy food. Otherwise, I would not recommend it. Don't worry. Go to a show. Go to a musical on the West End. Go see Les Mis. Go see Hadestown, because Hadestown is fucking amazing. Um, Go see Wicked. I'm just recommending you the ones I've seen. I'm sure many others are great, but I can only go off of the ones I've seen. Yeah, go 100% see a musical. See a movie if you want, if you can, on one of the cinemas in Leicester Square, either the Cineworld or the Odeon, because those are where premieres happen. So maybe you won't be there while a premiere is happening, obviously, but you'll be in the same place where they happen. And yeah, that's it. And stop by at Ben's Cookies. I'm not sure if Ben's Cookies are London exclusive, or if they are in any other places. But go to Ben's Cookies. Get the coconut cookie because it's the best. Also, go to HMV in Oxford Street, the big classic, the most ancient HMV. Is there for all your Blu-rays and merchandise and Funko Pop needs. All right. None of this is sponsored, by the way. What's next, Zach?
Any book recommendations?
Are you reading?
I don't know how to read. I don't know how to read, so.
Readings for nerds. No, I'm not. I'm currently not reading anything. And that is something I should correct, but I'm currently not reading anything. So yeah. Nathan Holt also asks, thoughts on Chris Hemsworth being in the live-action Transformers? I don't know that it's the most interesting project for him to be a part of, honestly. And nothing against Chris Hemsworth, because I love him. I love Chris Hemsworth. You could announce any named actor that I love, and I would probably I'll be more interested in these movies now that Chris Hemsworth is in it. But I will never be excited for these movies because of the actors that are in it, because I'm not going to these movies for actors. I'm going to these movies for the Transformers. I want to see giant fucking robots punching each other. Say hi to your mother for me. So yeah, it's
and Snake Eyes scaling down an Optimus Prime.
Yeah. And he's got the voice of Mark Wahlberg.
I mean, is Chris Hemsworth playing Optimus?
Yeah,
he
is
plays
he
him
playing
in
the
the
same
animation?
Optimus? Yeah,
like that's my whole thing. I saw this and I was like, okay, so is he just voicing?
Especially because a ton of the outlets use the image of his Optimus in the background, because it's him and then Optimus and then G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm gonna be honest. I don't care. I didn't really care for Rise of the Beast, so I don't give a fuck. Like I just again, but you said it, like it doesn't matter that he's in this. No. Like he has kids.
Michael Bay.
There's a reason.
I think that's the more important of the two. Like
that's actually
analyze.
Big. Does he come back?
Yeah.
If Michael Bay came back, I don't know if I would be excited or interested?
I
Or
would
not?
be excited because the last thing he did was Ambulance,
Oh
and
yeah, Ambulance
Ambulance
is
is
fucking awesome.
fucking fantastic.
I love Ambulance.
It's so good, so good.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Thoughts on the new Jurassic World cast for the new film?
All right, let's run
Great.
down the casts. Jonathan Bailey, Scarlett Johansson, Rupert Friend, Mahershala Ali, Manuel Garcia Rulfo, and Luna Blaze, who I don't know who that is, but
Well, it's
that
a
is
great
the
cast, great director,
yeah.
and I've heard it's a great script. So
There you
there's no
go.
giant locusts in this one.
Woohoo! So the dinosaurs are the actual main characters. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Do you want to hear what I heard the script is
Yeah,
like based off of? I've
yeah.
heard it's Escape from New York, but with Jurassic World. That's what I was basically
So it's an
told.
actual Jurassic World.
Yeah, maybe again. I
Finally,
could be wrong. I
fourth
could be
time is the
wrong.
charm.
But that's what I heard the title. That's what
I
it was based off of. I
I
could be
like the
wrong.
sound of that. I'm liking the casting that they're assembled, like Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali. Those are great names. I'm excited for this, and like you said, great director, great director. Uh,
Yeah.
so this sounds great. Nathan Holton, thoughts on Giancarlo Esposito being cast in Captain America, and is Seth Rollins no longer in the film? As far as I've heard, Seth Rollins is no longer in the film. Giancarlo Esposito is a great actor. I'm always into whatever he's in. So if he's in a Captain America movie, that's great. If he's in the Daredevil show, that's great. If he's in the Spider-Man movie, that's great because he's always an awesome screen presence to have. What do you think, Zach?
It won't happen, but I would fucking love if he was the MCU's Norman Osborn. Or I think you put it perfectly in one of our chats, Alistair Smythe.
Yeah.
I think those two, one of those two would be so cool. He's not, it doesn't seem like he's going to be. I don't remember the character that someone suggested. It's like a Hulk villain.
The leader?
But no, not the leader.
Yeah,
Because the
because
leader is what's his
I was
face.
going to suggest he would actually be a great leader, but they are bringing Tim Blake Nelson back.
Yeah. I don't remember I don't remember the thing's name.
Ooh.
You can go to the next question. I'll try and figure it out on what
All right.
someone said.
Lady Aaron, thoughts on Sandra Hüller starring alongside Ryan Gosling for Project Hail Mary? Good. She's a good actress. I don't know too much about this project. I don't want to know too much about this project, but yeah, I'm already in on this movie. So whoever else joins Ryan Gosling, cool.
Figured it out. Someone said Doc Samson. The character has a lot of ties to Hulk, Red Hulk, and the Thunderbolts in Marvel Comics. He could be working with the government.
No way. Doc Samson is also not a bad guy. Doc Samson is also already in the MCU. He is played he's played by Phil Dunphy himself.
Oh yeah, that is true. I forgot. Bro, I should have done that. You know, I've been binging Modern Family for the first time.
Nice.
Dude,
I just watched it for the first time last year.
I am already on season 8 within 2 weeks. I am like obsessed with that fucking show. That's why I don't watch. That's literally why I've not watched any movies.
Good.
Because when I sit down,
you got to go to New Girl next.
I don't like New Girl. I tried. I didn't. I literally got to the last 5 episodes and I just gave up. I did not like that show. Well, I liked it up until the final few seasons. It really started to kill me, and then I don't know. The last season I couldn't get into.
Oh man.
Yeah, I wish so.
I watched both of those last year.
Who's your favorite Modern Family character?
Oh, it's Phil Dunphy.
Like top 3.
Phil Dunphy.
Phil. Mine's
Phil Dunphy. It's Jay. Alex or Claire? Yeah.
Okay. So mine's Phil, Cam, and Lily.
Ooh, okay.
Dude, Lily, her little things are just like so fucking funny. Who's your least favorite? I feel like this one's a pretty like every time I ask someone this question, they usually always say the same person. So I'm just curious.
Maybe Luke. I just think he's the least interesting.
Okay.
Not that he's not funny, not that I dislike him, but like if I have to choose, maybe.
So
Luke.
when I usually ask someone, they always say Manny. Like,
No,
I've probably asked
Manny's
this
so
question the
cool.
last, like, 10 days, and every single time they're like, Manny or Mitch. Like,
Poor
Mitch
man,
is my least favorite.
poor Manny. Mitch, I get like I
Sometimes
love
he's
them both.
funny.
I love them
Sometimes he's
both,
funny.
but I get if someone says Mitch or Cam
Dude, I love Cam so
because they're
much. Cam
so
is
paranoid sometimes. They
but
are
bro, they're
so
so
paranoid and
the
so
Disneyland episode where
OCD.
Lily's, like, running away from them.
Yeah.
Jay is great, though. Gloria is great. I
Oh,
mean, the whole cast
can
is
we choose characters? We're running off topic, but can we choose characters other than the family?
yeah.
Andy. Andy is the worst character. Andy
You
is the
know what's
fucking
funny?
worst character.
So, Cynthia's been watching it with me too, and she hates that actor. She thinks he's so annoying in everything
Yeah,
he does.
he is.
And so, you know how they build him up as a relationship? She
And
actually started to kind of like him a little
I'm
bit.
watching that segment of the show like they're working. I'm like, no, I don't like this. This does not
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, she's like, so they build him up, and she's like starting to like him. She's like, okay, he's not as annoying. He's a little bit more like not like the annoying self. And then they just like write him off the show.
Yeah.
And she got so pissed. She goes, all of that for nothing. So and now, right, the last episode I watched, she was dating she went on a date with Nathan Fillion.
Oh, are you on that? That section is so funny. It's so funny, and
Yeah.
it makes everything that's the Andy storyline. It makes all of what didn't work there work in its favor. Where it's like Andy and Haley, you're like, no, this doesn't work. I don't see it. This is the same,
Does she actually
but
like
that's the
date
fucking
him? Because
point.
like I saw the episode where Phil gives like that's okay, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Like, is Nathan Fillion like an actual character going forward for a bit?
Not for too long, but yes.
Okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
All
That's
right.
good to know.
Do you want to give your thoughts on Sandra Hüller?
I don't care. She's a great
Okay.
actress. Like
All
that's this movie has been in development since fucking First Man. So like
Yeah.
he was casted all that long ago.
All right. You want to take the next question while I go grab myself a drink?
With Cannes ending a week ago, are there any movies that you're anticipating even more to watch? Whether the buzz for it was either overwhelmingly positive, overwhelmingly negative, or just flat out in the middle? And thoughts on Studio Neon winning the 5th Palme in a row with a Nora. I haven't really paid that much attention to Cannes. Honestly, I don't like. I'm just excited to see any movie that comes out of there. Good, bad, in the middle. Make my own opinion. I will say Nora is one of my most anticipated for the rest of the year, though. I love. Is it Sean Baker? Is that the guy's name?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny. I watched Tangerine years ago when I first heard, oh, this movie was made off an iPhone. And I thought that was the coolest thing. Yeah, and I thought it was the coolest thing. And I don't like that movie. I don't like the movie. It's not one I would ever rewatch. It's a decently made movie. But the fact that he made it on an iPhone, I thought was like one of the coolest things ever. Because that's all his budget could afford. And ever since then, I've just fallen in love with every single one of the stories he's told. Red Rocket was a big surprise. Didn't think I was going to like that one. What was
Not for me.
Florida Project was excellent when I finally got to watch it. But Anora looks fucking great. I saw the clip that was going around. It looks excellent.
I didn't even know that was
like
a clip.
Everything. Yeah, because it's like I don't remember where it came out at, but it was very, very well done. And I love that actress that was in Scream that's in
Mickey
this.
Madison.
I can't wait to see what she does here. And I'm hoping that this is Sean Baker's year. Like, give him that awards and all that stuff.
Dune Part 2 exists, so not happening.
Maybe. I mean, you never know, man.
No chance. We're getting all the awards, baby. That's
I'll bet I will bet money right now. I would bet money right now. I want Dune. I want Dune. But I don't think Denis wins Best Director.
Oh, I'll be shocked if he doesn't.
Oh, I won't be at this point. It's the Academy, man. I don't think it gets a single. I think it gets one acting nomination. That's it.
Who?
I think Austin Butler. Weirdly enough.
Really?
That wouldn't be my pick, but I think Austin Butler.
That's definitely not my pick.
Because I'm with you. Choose? Who would be the one you would choose? See, I would rather have Javier Bardem. Yeah, I would rather have Javier Bardem get nominated for Best Supporting Actor, but I just don't. see it. Cinematography. I mean, we could go on. Maybe that'll be another list. Maybe if we don't have another topic next week.
I think we're getting a Lord of the Rings scenario where
I
acting,
hope.
none of
I
them
hope
win.
so.
Everything else, it's Dunes.
I really hope
And
so.
I would say even acting has a better chance than Lord of the Rings, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think it actually wins it.
Yeah.
I said this 1,000 times before. I'm not at the festival. I'm not watching these movies right now, so I'm not paying attention to anything said about these movies right now. However, I'm looking forward to Anora just because it's Sean Baker. I want to love his movies again because Red Rocket was not it. The Substance is a movie I had not heard about at
Oh, yeah.
all
That one sounds cool.
until people started watching it at Cannes and now are all commenting on it. And it's sort of a body horror film. It also stars Demi Moore. Where's she been? So that's a surprise. Those are two that I'm interested in. All right. And obviously Furiosa, but I've already seen Furiosa, so that doesn't count. Lady Aaron saw this question on Twitter and I want to hear your takes on this. In your personal opinion, does bad box office show equal to it being a bad movie? No, because those are two completely unrelated things. Throughout history, look at all the movies that flopped. Look at all the movies that were successful. Madam Web is not a bad movie because of how hard it flopped. Morbius is not a bad movie because it flopped twice at the box office. Transformers, fourth one, Age of Extinction is not a great movie because it made so much money at the box office, nor is Revenge of the Fallen. How much money you make at the box office has literally nothing to do with how good the movie is. It has to do with the value of the IP, with how much the audience is demanding that IP, that kind of story, those actors, how good the marketing was. Of all the many variables that go into making a good movie, there are just as many variables that go into making a successful movie, but they are all very different variables in nature. So the fact that this was even a question being asked on Twitter makes absolutely no sense, because does the fact that I'm wearing I'm not actually wearing jeans, but just for the sake of argument, does the fact that I'm wearing jeans make, I don't know, make the next season of Shogun be completely terrible? No, because they're completely unrelatable. So yeah, unrelated, not unrelatable. Zach, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I completely agree with you. Like, there's countless movies at the box office that if you go down the $1 billion list, some of those movies are great, some of them are awful. To be honest, though, a lot of the things and what I've noticed lately in the last, ever since COVID, I would say actually, the dynamic has changed of what movies succeed at the box office and what they don't. A lot of people have become compliant with just staying at home and waiting. There's a truth to that. If I miss a screening, I'm really busy. I usually don't have the time to just go and see the movie now, unless I know I need to cover that film. So, for instance, The First Omen. I didn't go to the theaters to see it. I missed my screening because of work. So I had a chance. I could have paid to go and watch it, but I was also very busy, and I knew it would be on Hulu or Disney Plus or something within the next few months. And what did it came out this weekend on Hulu? The First Omen. So I waited, and I was thinking about this yesterday. Dune Part 2 didn't make $1 billion for a lot of reasons.
Yeah,
It announced that it was coming to HBO Max 2.5 months after it came out. So I had a friend who had just had a kid. Like, I think his wife went into labor 2 weeks after Dune came out. So the 2 weeks leading up, it was prep, get the nursery ready, get this ready, all this stuff. He never saw Dune. And his wife even told him, you can go see it without me. It's totally fine. He goes, I'll wait till it's at home.
Yeah.
Yes, again, general going audience there. I would have gone and seen Dune in the theater, but a lot of my eagerness to go back and rewatch movies is gone because I know I'll be able to watch it at home and save money because I'm paying for the streaming service within a couple months. Gone are the days where you wait 6-12 months for a movie to come at home. I did think about it. Avatar: The Way of Water sat in theaters forever, and it
Yeah.
didn't come to home video and renting and all that stuff till months later. Not even, was it like almost 8 months that it took that film to finally come out at home? It felt like it took forever. If it came out in December,
I still
EA
don't have it, so I'm not aware, but I
let
don't
me see if I can find it
I
real
don't
fast,
know that
but
if it was I don't know if it was 8 months, because it feels
yeah,
like it came out at home in, like, April, May, which is still a
yeah.
long time,
It's
and
still a
it's
long
awesome.
time, yeah.
Yeah, just not 8 months.
Yeah, but it's just like studios are killing themselves with this.
Studios
Another
are
reason,
promoting piracy.
yep, yep,
And
they
you wanna
literally
know
are.
another great thing about releasing a movie in theaters? Let me ask you this. You have movies that are coming out on Prime or on Apple or
Yep,
on
yep,
Netflix that you are excited about. Doesn't happen too often because they're streaming movies, but you have movies that sometimes, oh yeah, I want to watch this, so I'll look forward to that. But you don't get excited because you're watching it at home. When you go to the movies and you see a Dune Part 2,
yeah,
you're excited because you're going to watch it. Do you know you end up loving it? Do you know what also happens when you love a movie in theaters? You get excited to watch it at home. When you get to watch it at home, it's a whole another thing.
yep,
Not only do I love this movie, not only have I seen it 3, 4, 5 times in theaters, now I get to watch it at home. That's awesome. If it's a movie that's coming directly to Netflix, it's the experience. Okay, I'm gonna watch it because I'm interested in the movie.
yep,
But there's
yep,
nothing specifically special or memorable about the experience of watching it.
yep,
When you
yep,
watch a movie in theaters and months later, after loving it and thinking about it and looking forward to the day you get to buy the
yep,
physical media and discussing it with people, now you get to watch it at home. Of course, watching Dune in IMAX or in Dolby is going to be much better than watching it at home, 100%. But now you get that choice.
and you get to own it. You get to own
Yeah,
it too, which, like,
which
you
I
can watch it
do. I just
whenever.
went to pick it up
So
this week.
yeah, and to kind of end this whole thing, because I don't want to go on too much of a tangent, is a lot of people go to the movies so they can have a conversation. They don't feel like they're left out at work, left out with their
Mm,
friends, left out with their families of having a conversation. That's why so many people went and
yeah,
saw Barbie. That's so why perfect timing for me to wear this fucking shirt today.
that's
That's
true.
why so many people
Mine
went
has
and saw
nothing to do with it,
Oppenheimer.
but it's still a cool shirt.
It's a badass shirt. That's why they went and saw Barbenheimer, was so they could be in the conversation. Why do people go see? And then there's also the discussion of like animated movies like Despicable Me, and that's because
Yeah,
of kids. It's
yeah.
easy and rewatchable. There's a chance Inside Out 2 could hit $1 billion if Disney doesn't put it on streaming or
Which
announce
I
that
went
it's
to
going
the
to.
premiere for.
Oh, sweet, nice. That's exciting.
I'm
When's
going on
that?
someone's plus one because Disney Animation still doesn't like me. It's
That's
on the 11th. The dress
nice.
code is colorful.
Oh, you wearing your
Um,
red suit?
no, I'm wearing my Ken hoodie.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that. But yeah, so I mean, that's my whole thing is that box office doesn't equal bad movie, nor does it equal good movie. It just equals a movie that either the studios marketed really fucking well, or it's a movie that a lot of people want to be on the conversation with.
Mhm.
If Fall Guy bombed, but imagine if Fall Guy sat in theaters for like 6 more months. You have to recondition everyone that it's not just gonna go to streaming, that you can't, I can wait. You have to get rid of that wait
Yep.
mentality. And that's why I'm really interested to see how Inside Out 2 does, because a lot of families have been, I can wait for a Pixar movie to go on Disney Plus. I can wait for an Encanto to go on Disney Plus, or Raya and the Last Dragon and things like that, because I don't have to go to the movies. And I think it's very funny, like very interesting. Do you know what Disneyland is doing right now, Ren? I don't know if we've talked about this on the show. They are doing something in Disney's California Adventure called Pixar Fest. Everything is
Oh,
Pixar.
I've seen
Pixar,
that.
everything. That is the smartest thing they have ever done for
Yeah.
marketing, because it reminds people why Pixar is so great while marketing Inside Out 2 and telling them it's in theaters only.
Yeah.
Remember when they used to say that? In theaters only. How about we start marketing
But what's
in
funny about
theaters
that
for
is
6
that
months?
LA, California is probably one of the states that never struggles with box office. If anything, all the money those movies are making are all coming from there.
Or New York, yeah,
New
basically.
York,
Like,
yeah,
it's
the
both
two
those
biggest
2.
markets in the States, yeah.
So, it's funny because I think the biggest markets right now, it goes California, New York, Texas, Nevada.
When you were
No,
about to
wait.
say New
No,
Mexico, I
sorry.
was gonna be
Yeah,
shocked.
no. Sorry, Florida, and then I think it
Yeah.
flips. It's either Nevada or Arizona because Arizona has a big movie market too. So,
Then you need to do better, Zach. You need to make
uh,
all your friends do better. You're
mm,
responsible for the Arizona box office income. I have
you know
deemed
what?
you the general of the
You know
Arizona.
what? How about these? How about they keep movies in theaters longer?
That would be a start.
Yeah.
100%.
Because you know what's funny? My friend was literally we went to lunch with her last before they announced it was going to streaming,
Mhm,
Fall Guy. She
mhm.
goes, "What should I go see in theaters?" I said, "Oh, Planet of the Apes, Fall Guy, Furiosa." Like I know she'll like those movies. Guess what she didn't go see?
Fall Guy,
Yep. Why do you think she didn't go see it?
because it was gonna be on streaming the week after or something.
Yep.
And
And
apparently, by the way, there's an extended cut.
yeah,
They're also not
exactly.
promoting that.
Yeah.
I had no idea there was an extended cut.
Yeah.
Not
And
that the
then
movie needs a longer
mhm,
runtime, by the way. I do love the movie, but the
yeah.
needing a longer runtime was not one of the issues.
So then she said, "I'll wait for the other two because they'll probably come to streaming soon." Which she's not wrong. Like she's not wrong,
She's
bro.
not,
At
but
this point,
also, how are you not seeing either of those on the big screen?
that's the general going
That
audience,
is a
and that's
miss.
I get it. I get it. It's expensive to go.
Yeah,
So
100%.
so
All
we'll
right.
see. Great question.
Um,
Even though it's based on a dumb question someone
yes,
asked on Twitter.
Lady Aaron's question is great. The original question is dumb. All right, what's next?
Thoughts on the writing team for the HBO Max Green Lantern series?
It's
Really
Damon
excited,
Lindelof
and the
and
guy who made wrote Ozark.
okay. Um, these are writers with a lot of prestige work in their resume. So it's always a good sign when you have that in your show. I will say I'm not sure how the work they've done before translates to Green Lantern. This is not to say I don't like it. I'm not excited. I'm not saying that at all. I need a little bit more details. I need to see a cast. I need to hear them say this is the concept for our show. This is what we're doing with our show. And maybe then with these creators, with this set of writers, I can start picturing, oh, that's how it yeah, I think that works. Or maybe I'll say, I don't think that works. Right now, Prestige, they got clearly quality writers on it. I want to see how it translates to the Green Lantern stories. Right now, it all just feels too nebulous for me. All right. What about you, Zach?
It's cool. I'm fine with it. I really like one guy wrote Watchmen, one guy wrote Ozark, the other guy also wrote The Leftovers. I mean, these
Which
are
you
like
love.
3 of my favorite things in the last decade, so
Yeah.
yeah.
And we got a super chat from Luis Feliciano. Ren, now I'm jealous that you're going to the Inside Out 2 premiere. Please say hi to Adele for me. I don't know who that is. So please let me know who she's playing. I don't know that we're gonna see any actors, at least close up, because I was at the Acolyte premiere. I saw a ton of the actors from very far away, but I didn't like interact with any of them. But if there are any actors there, I'll sure keep that in mind, Luis. Thank you so much for the super chat and for the support, my friend. All right, next up, Andrew Seif also asks thoughts on Nicholas Galazzine. I don't know how we say his name because I've only ever seen it written, never spoken out loud. Being cast as He-Man in the Masters of the Universe live action movies. My thoughts are that he needs to start eating some carbs. He needs to gain a ton of muscle. And if you can do that anywhere, it's in Hollywood. So I trust that they'll put him in shape for it. Right now, I don't see He-Man, but having seen the Idea of You, for instance, which is the one thing I remember him. I know his face was
Bottoms.
somewhere else. Was he in Bottoms?
Yeah, he plays the dumb jock.
Yeah, that's how much I forgot that movie. So there you go. He definitely has the body to gain a ton of mass to play He-Man. So he's certainly more believable than the last guy who got to role, and he at least is a good actor from what I've seen. What do you think?
I love this. I love He-Man. I love Masters of the Universe. I love Nicholas's performance so far that I've seen, especially in The Idea of You. I thought he was phenomenal in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not because of him that I'm excited. Because fucking Travis Knight is directing this. Travis fucking Knight.
He is. I forgot that. I honestly, I just assumed he had already dropped out at this
No,
point.
I mean, you think so? No.
Yeah, but good. I'm
when
glad
you
he
have the
has
director of Kubo and the Two Strings and
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee doing He-Man,
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I'm in.
That works.
Yeah. So
And we got a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Tony Movie Chappie, for the support. I feel that the Crow remake might bomb, not because it doesn't look like a bad movie, which it doesn't. Well, depends on who you ask. But the fact that you ultimately have to battle army specifically, especially to Brandon Lee, that are just
holy
going to go
shit,
and rip it to shreds.
$20?
$20. Look, the marketing, it just isn't very impressive. They've only released the trailer, so they haven't like really gone strong on the market, but on the marketing. But the trailers weren't impressive, generally speaking. Obviously, that's subjective. So if you like it, that's awesome. I wish I was there with you. But just in general, it didn't really make an impression. Generally speaking, even general audiences, I hear nobody talk about this movie. Like, even just looking at the show that we do once a week, we don't get any questions about The Crow. There's not specifically any big amount of anticipation and expectation for this movie. I'm going to be there to see it. I hope I enjoy it. I hope I'm completely proven wrong that the movie is great and it really works. I just watched the most recent Bill Skarsgård movie last week, and that didn't work out too well for me. I thought it was solid. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's just in general, there's not too much of an awareness of it. There's not too much excitement. I'm sure the Brandon Lee defenders and those purists that are dedicated to the original are there. I haven't come across them personally, so I'm sure they are vocal, but they are vocal minority with a small case M, because they're so small. It's such a niche, and The Crow, even of itself, is a niche. I don't think this movie inherently was ever going to be a box office smash hit. It might be a hit just because I'm assuming the movie is not very expensive, so it can do very little and still be a hit. But just in general, there isn't that excitement for this IP, and I think a lot of that is due to the trailer and the fact that they haven't.
Budget is for the new one?
40 million.
50.
Okay, that's not too bad. So it might be a smash hit. It doesn't have to do too much. I mean, to be no, actually, because if it is 50 million,
It's probably
assuming
50
that
more
doesn't,
marketing.
yeah, I would say 30 more top. And not even that. They're not going to give The Crow a $30 million budget for marketing.
Well, it's also not a big studio release. Like, it's Lionsgate.
Yeah, it's Lionsgate. So 15 to 18 million for marketing top. So that would put it at 68, let's say $70 million. It would have to make 200? Yeah, $210 million to be profitable. I don't think The Crow is going to get there, man. But yeah. But again, thank you so much for the support, for the $20. That is huge. Thank you so much, Tony Movie Chappie. And Luis Luciano with another super chat shouting in. She plays ennui, which is boredom. I don't know why they didn't call her boredom in the movie, but ennui. That's how you say it. All right. Zach,
I
what's
have the
next?
next one. Thoughts on Mission Impossible 8 having a budget of over $400 million. Now, I want to preface this that this is coming from Real or World of Real, which is not always completely accurate. Let's wait till Variety or Deadline propose this. But it is true that from what I heard, that the film did have a big malfunction on a submarine, which is delaying filming again. So, I mean, honestly, at this point, is the $400 million both films combined? Like that's what we also have to put in perspective here. I don't really have a lot of thoughts on this until a big, more reputable person comes out and says something.
On one hand, if it is true, it shows that they didn't learn their lesson from the last movie.
Well, they filmed them back to back, right? I mean, could they really?
Which is so good. That Reckoning is so good.
It's incredible. I love it.
But it costs way too much, beyond what it should have costed.
I still don't blame them though. I mean, it's because of COVID and stuff. I mean, there was so much
delays, the production had to readjust and all that. And like you said, if this inflation in the budget is because of the submarine malfunction, also not their fault. Like if the submarine malfunctions, you have to imagine that is so expensive. That is such a risk. Which is why not every fucking body gets a real fucking submarine besides Tom fucking Cruise.
Yep.
So yeah, it's tough because like that is not a good sign, and that only makes it more difficult for them to be a hit and to get back their investment. But can you blame them if it is because of the submarine? Because I bet you anything, nobody wanted that submarine to malfunction less than everyone involved in that film, especially the people paying for it. That's money I'm never going to see in my life. So yeah.
Is this the reason Paramount's going out of business because of Tom Cruise?
Maybe. Andrew C., thoughts on Nathan Pelt selling all of his Disney stocks? To quote Loki in Thor Ragnarok, I've never met this man before in my life. I have no idea who Nelson Peltz is.
I don't give a fuck.
And I'm not too interested in Disney stocks. Do you know who this is? Is that your thoughts that you don't give a fuck?
I literally do not give a fuck.
I generally don't have thoughts.
You could give me all of his stocks and I would still not give a fuck. I would just say thank you for giving me your stocks.
Yeah, exactly. What's next?
Thoughts on the 300 series being in development with Zack Snyder potentially producing and directing. Man, Rebel Moon must have fucking sucked over at Netflix, because if he's going back to Warner Brothers to do something, that's pretty big. I think there's good potential here, but I don't think there's enough with the 300 story. I would rather just see Zack Snyder do something different that he didn't fucking write, that someone else wrote, and that he just directs. Because when he writes it,
you know it should be a show and not a movie? Rebel Moon.
Yeah. You know what else should probably have been a show instead of a movie, even though I haven't seen the movie yet? Horizon. Why is it 3 hours each film?
Oh, no. Give me all those 3 hours of Kevin Costner doing a Western, baby. Come on.
I'm excited, but
I'm so excited for that movie.
That's long, dude. That's so long. I was going to ask you, I was thinking about this yesterday. So you know how part 2 comes out in like August, and then the first part's this month? Do you think, I don't know when I'm seeing it or what the screener date is. Do you think they put it on HBO Max right before the second part comes out? Like, would that be the smart play to do?
100%.
Like, yeah, they have to, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, it
depends. It depends how much money it's making. And you should never doubt Kevin Costner. Never doubt Kevin Costner. What I will say for him as well with the runtime of his movies is that, unlike a certain Jimmy Cams, and I call him Jimmy Cams because we went to school together, we know each other very well. Unlike a Jimmy Cams, Kevin Costner has never made a movie that was shorter than 2 hours 30. So he is very much in this comfort zone. James Cameron, he's made 2 hour movies. He's made 90-minute movies, but he got abusive on himself on the runtimes. He now wants to inflate everything. Kevin Costner, he has never done anything other than 3-hour movies. So let the man in peace. Leave him alone.
Man, we got off topic, or I made us off topic.
Nah, don't worry.
Either way, I don't really care for this.
300. I just don't think there's enough there.
No, not
to be a show. And even if you make it a show, you're gonna have one season. You're not gonna have more than a season. Like how far you? If you have a 300 show that is story set in the world with the aesthetic of 300, like 300 Riders of an Empire, it's not as good as the original, but it's a cool story set in the world of 300. And I think you can have more stories like that with that saturation and with the slow-mo and all the Snyderisms, even if he doesn't come back. But if you're actually going to do a 300 show based on the story of the 300 Spartans led by Leonidas to find King Xerxes and die, sacrifice themselves and all that, you're going to have a one-season show. And if you plan on making more than one season on that story, you're going to be stretching that sucker so...
It's just dumb. It's dumb.
It's dumb.
It's dumb. Again, why does Zack Snyder have to go? Why not just go do something fucking... What happened to Army of the fucking Dead sequel? What happened to Army of the fucking Thieves? Why aren't we...
What happened with the Army of the Dead anime? And what happened with Army of the Dead and Rebel Moon being set in the same universe? Because that doesn't make any sense.
Bro, those R-rated cuts of his are just going to be dropped randomly on Netflix. There will be no marketing.
And I'm going to be too curious not to check them out. I'm definitely going to be checking them out.
It's wild because before the Rebel Moon stuff, I was so big on Zack Snyder. And these two films just fucking burned me. Like, I enjoyed the first one. And then it's like I watched the second one and it's like someone just threw dog shit on my mouth and said to eat it. And I was like, okay.
For years, since the start of his career till 2023, Zack Snyder made one movie I didn't like. And now since December last year, in the span of 4 months, now there's 3 Snyder movies I don't like because of Rebel Moon.
Do you think Sucker Punch is better than Rebel Moon? I genuinely think they are. I genuinely think.
So either of the Rebel Moons, they're not good movies, and I will not watch them again. But on a surface, on an aesthetic level, it's a space epic that has revenge.
Yeah.
And like, I can imagine, I haven't read the scripts for Rebel Moon, but I can imagine, like, if he describes everything that happens in Rebel Moon on paper, I'm like, this can work. I can see the potential in this. It's just how he makes it, like the actual script. I would say the characters, but there are no characters in these movies. It's one of the reasons it sucks. I think Sucker Punch is way too convoluted and way too... I don't want to use the word layered because that might seem like I'm complimenting it, and I'm definitely not.
Yeah.
The Sucker Punch has way too many levels to too many metaphors to what it's trying to say that it gets lost in translation. Rebel Moon sucks for a whole array of different reasons, but it is very simple. So yeah. I do prefer, if you want to call it that, Rebel Moon to the Sucker Punch movies. It's not layered. I didn't want to use the word layered, but it kind of goes to what I was saying. It has too many metaphors. Like, it's a metaphor, but under that you have another metaphor, and then you have another metaphor, and then another one. And it just gets tiring. It gets convoluted, and it's just headache-inducing. All right. Yeah. Andrew C., thoughts on Bill Skarsgård reprising his role as Pennywise in the Welcome to Derry series. So this was... We've known this show is coming for a while, but they finally confirmed Skarsgård is reprising his role as Pennywise. Good. I would be very less interested in this show if Pennywise, played by Bill Skarsgård, wasn't in it. So it just feels like one of those obvious things. Of course you're going to bring him back. At least, of course, you're going to want to bring him back. What about you, Zach?
Cool. I mean, like I read the news and I saw, okay, cool. Now will the show be good?
Yeah.
I mean that's all that really matters to me.
All right. Tony Movie Chappie with another super chat. Thank you so much, Tony Movie Chappie.
Jesus,
Besides
he's gonna
Zack
pay your
Snyder,
rent.
yeah, it's not that cheap. Besides Zack Snyder, what are other director's cuts or extended unrated versions that you think are better than the theatrical cuts? Blade Runner, the final cut. Lord of the Rings, the extended editions. Not The Hobbit, the extended editions. The Lord of the Rings, yes. What else, Zach?
I don't know.
Director's cuts better than the original. Oh, Daredevil 2004. The director's cut is better. Not saying it makes
Midsummer.
it a great movie.
Midsummer's is 10.
Still have not seen it. I still need to see
way
it.
better.
Aliens. It's not a massive difference. Because Batman v Superman. Again, unlike what so many other people will tell you, I don't think it makes a massive difference. But
Zack Snyder's Justice League, I mean.
yeah, the Ultimate
but he said
Edition
this, though.
is better. Again, not by much.
Superman
Apparently, there's
2.
Donnie Darko. Doctor Sleep. I haven't seen the director's cut, but apparently it's better.
Watchmen.
Yep. Did you know that Metropolis has a director's cut?
I did not.
Theatrical cut. It has several cuts, actually. Hang on. Theatrical cut is 114 minutes. The Giorgio Moroder version is 83 minutes. The restored authorized edition is 124 minutes. And then the complete Metropolis is 148 minutes. I Am Legend, the alternate version is better. The alternate version is better. It's so much better that for the sequel, they're taking that version as canon. What are your thoughts? Where do you stand on Days of Future Past? Theatrical or Rogue cut?
I've never seen the Rogue cut.
Okay. Theatrical cut is better. It's cool to see Rogue, but you literally get Rogue sequences and the rest of the movie is the same. So she's not in anywhere else in the movie or anything. So it's, the theatrical cut is better. Anything else? No, I don't know any of these. I didn't know Leon the Professional had a director's cut. So yeah, those are just a few of the ones. What's next, Zach?
Can you name 5 of your favorite guilty pleasures from any year? I won't name 5 because that's too much thinking, but I will name 1, and that is Serenity.
2019? 2019.
Yeah, 2019. Yeah.
I can't. Everyone knows my biggest guilty pleasure of all time is Dirty Dancing. I don't even know what year that's from, which I'm insulted by myself by. 87? 86? Can you check it, Zach? Don't tell me right away, but just tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Which year did you say?
87.
Yep.
Okay. I'm proud of myself again. All right. Devinity Scott, with the success of X-Men 97, what could be the next to get a revival continuation? Spider-Man 98. Spider-Man 98, baby. Give us Spider-Man 98. You know the best part of Spider-Man 98 is you only need 1 season to resolve it all. Which they might have already done. Because in the finale of X-Men 97, you have Spider-Man and Mary Jane. And you're like, hold on a second. The show ended with him going out into the multiverse to find Mary Jane. He was not with Mary Jane when the show ended. What the hell happened? So they might have just resolved that cliffhanger, which could mean we don't get a continuation. But yeah. Do you also think Spider-Man should be the one? Do you have the Hulk, Iron Man, Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, any of the others?
I'll say this. Don't be shocked if Fantastic Four is the one that gets it. And I only say that because...
I was just talking about that with a friend this week during the Acolytes.
I think
not during the episodes, by the way, but as we were at the premiere.
I think Fantastic Four is a little bit more likely because they have that other Spider-Man show coming out. But if that other Spider-Man show isn't as highly acclaimed, then I could easily see them backpedaling, being like, okay, let's go do Spider-Man 98. But yeah, I mean, I'd rather just them focus on X-Men now. If we don't get any other revivals, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't mind.
To be honest, if you do another revival, I need Earth's Mightiest Heroes back. The 2012, 2011, what years was it?
2010.
That's
And it ended
what
in
they
2011.
back. Yeah,
that is such a fucking good show.
Great version of Kang is in there too, right? That's
the best version of Kang is in there. Yeah. Well, the second best version of Loki is in there. It's such a good show. You know what was also there? The best version of the Hulk is in there.
Yeah, I agree.
So good. That is such a good show. I'm gonna start rewatching it now. That's what you did to me, Zach. I'm gonna go and dive into it. You start up with the next question. I'll be
thoughts on James Gunn apparently wanting to do a Marvel DC crossover at one point in 2021. Do you think he still might attempt to be in charge? No, I don't want to see it. I truly don't care to. Yeah. I mean, I don't really have more thoughts on that, Eric. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want it. They have that for the comics, and that's about it. I'd rather DC build up its universe and Marvel fix its own. G. Colby's next question. Ren and Zach rank the Hollywood Chris's from best to worst. Hemsworth, Pratt, Evans, Pine. You can include Rock and Tucker if you want. No, I'll probably just stick with the 4. So if I was to do the 4 as of right now, I would rank it as my number 1 is Hemsworth. My number 2 is Pratt. My number 3 is Pine. My number 4 is Evans.
Holy shit.
Maybe it's because I'm on a Dementis kick, because I think Hemsworth would have been last if it wasn't
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but Pratt, I love in Jurassic, Guardians. I love when he does stuff. Evans just hasn't done enough for me to be like, yeah, he's great as Captain America, but I like to look at everything that they've done. For me, he just hasn't done enough other than that. He was great in Knives Out. I liked him in The Gray Man, but Pine's also another one that's just fantastic.
Eat shit.
Yeah.
Definitely eat shit.
Yeah.
For me, it's Evans, Hemsworth, Pratt, and Pine. Then Tucker, then Rock, I guess, if you want to include those. In regards to the previous question, thank fuck he didn't do it. Do it in a video game. Do it in a crossover event comic. We don't need that in the movie.
Yeah, do it in a fighting game.
Yeah.
The next Injustice, do Marvel versus DC.
That would be so good.
Dude, I've actually heard that's like the reason we don't have another Injustice.
Do a double crossover. Marvel and Capcom versus DC and Mortal Kombat.
That'd be fucking sick. That
would be.
So,
and I'm stating right now, this is a fact. You cannot argue this. I cannot care. I could not care less what anyone thinks. This would be the fucking greatest game ever made.
I don't know, man. Sparking Zero is coming out.
I don't care. The Last of Us exists. This would be the greatest game ever made. This would be the only thing I ever played for the rest of... By the way, did you see the videos that came out for Sparking Zero?
Yeah, it looks cool.
It looks so fucking good. I cannot wait to get my hands on that game.
Bro, that game comes out and it's like not great. I'll be so fucking sad.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I've seen enough to show me. No, you're in good hands. So yeah. We talked about the Wolves trailer. Gigo EP, thoughts on the new rumors about Blade going through another round of rewrites with someone probably making minor touches to Michael Green's script, which we expected. So the worrying thing about it is how recently they've gotten to Michael Green, not so much now someone's coming to do touch-ups. The story being set and beginning filming in Mexico or Brazil in fall 2024, and a new casting for a male villain. Also, thoughts on Mahershala Ali being in the new Jurassic World. We spoke a little bit about Mahershala Ali in the new Jurassic World. Now, here's the thing. Zach thinks because of this, and for many other reasons, like there's legitimate reasons to believe what Zach believes, that Mahershala, he's going to drop out of Blade. I don't think he's going to drop out of Blade, but what I think is funny is that he was just announced to be in Jurassic World. I think we're going to see him in Jurassic World about a year before we see him as Blade. And he's been announced as Blade for 5 fucking years at this point.
I was in the room when they announced him.
That's true.
I was in the fucking room when they announced him.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't have too much to say about the touch-ups because it's such little information. Because like, okay, now someone's doing touch-ups, and
who the fuck is directing this movie at this point?
It's Yann Demange. He directed the movie you really liked. I don't remember what was the movie because I didn't see it, but I remember he directed a movie you really liked. Should be Regina King, though. Regina King hasn't directed anything. Well, the last thing she
hasn't directed a single thing. He's only produced. He produced Lovecraft Country.
No, but he directed something.
No, he hasn't. Sure of it. He has not directed anything. Oh, wait. Sorry. White Boy Rick, never seen. I haven't seen any of his films besides Lovecraft, the episode he directed.
Huh. I would have swore he directed something recently. And when I say recently, he directed 71. 71 is very good.
Never saw it.
71 is the movie that put Jack O'Connell on the map. So yeah. Before we move on to the next one, Tony Movie Chappie with yet another super chat. Thank you so much, Tony Movie Chappie. There's incredible support throughout this whole episode. I was actually on Sledgehammer Horror Channel last week. Recorded my video for my defense for the Thing 2011 prequel. Very excited for you all to see and thoughts on the Thing 2011 prequel. The 2011's The Thing prequel is very good. It's quite good. It gets brought down just because of the excessive, it's not even excessive, but just how obvious and blatant the CGI is. When, if you go to the behind the scenes, the making of portions of that movie, the director, the special effects artists, the makeup designers, they had all these practical effects for the creatures that were very much on par with the original The Thing and fit visually so seamlessly into one another. But the producers were afraid, and to save some money, they said, no, CGI it. The director didn't want to do it. And so much of the props, they were actually made so you can see how they looked. And it's not like the CGI completely ruins it, but because it's not great CGI, it brings some of those more impactful moments down. But the movie in and of itself, as an idea, as this kind of connective tissue that ties into the original without stepping on its toes, it's a very underrated movie. I quite like the Thing prequel. What about you, Zach?
Never seen it. Don't care to.
Oh, you have to.
Nah, I'm good.
Nah, you have to. Because the original is a classic. And this one...
If someone donates $100, I'll watch it today.
Everyone, gather up. If we can get to $100 in total, Zach will watch it.
No, not a total. Full on.
Yes, total. Come on.
Hey, someone got a picture of Giancarlo on set.
We already have...
No. Another one. Full-on photo of him. Yeah, here.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm sorry. He looks like Blade. He's dressed like Blade. What is going on? Don't tell me he's not Blade. All right. Zach, this doesn't apply to me because they're not going to be on sale over here. Y'all saw the Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn bucket. Will you buy it for safekeeping? You're definitely buying it, aren't you?
I already told my sister because I don't go to AMC, but she does. And I was like, if you see this, buy it for me.
There you go.
I'm going to put it on my desk at work.
Yeah. Jigo P also asks, in light of Furiosa, best non-MCU performances from the OG 6 Avengers. Robert Downey Jr. is obvious. Oppenheimer. Though Tropic Thunder is so good. Chris Evans, probably Snowpiercer. Chris Hemsworth, I'm gonna say a Rush, 100%. Jeremy Renner, The Town or Wind River. I might go I definitely prefer Wind River the movie to The Town. But his performance in The Town might be the better of the two. Who am I missing? Mark
Scarlett.
Ruffalo. Foxcatcher? Probably. Or you know what? No. Mark Ruffalo's best performance isn't even in the movie. It's in this mini series called
Where he plays the twins.
this much I know to be true, or This Much I Know Is True. Something like, he plays twins. He plays two people. He's so good. Scarlett Johansson.
Marriage Story, right? For you?
Yeah. She's incredible. Under the Skin is fantastic. She's wonderful in Her. But yeah, Marriage Story, 100%. Jojo Rabbit is a great shout too.
Yeah.
She's wonderful in The Girl with the Pearl Earring. But yeah, it's Marriage Story, 100%. Shout out to Ghost in the Shell though, because Ghost in the Shell is very good. So yeah. Do you have any others you like to shout out?
If I just went through the 6, honestly, Dementis. I love Chris Hemsworth as Dementis.
Fair enough.
Snowpiercer, Her, but Oppenheimer. Tropic Thunder is a pretty big one on that.
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner, probably The Town, and then Mark Ruffalo. I'd probably say Spotlight.
I will also give a shout out to. Oh, that's right, for Mark Ruffalo. That's a good shout. Good shout for Spotlight. But for Chris Evans, I want to give a shout out to this movie called Before We Go. It's really lovely. It's really sweet. It's just very, very good.
Wait, no. If you wanted to, Chris Evans' best performance is Defending Jacob. If you,
that is a very good performance. That is a very good performance. Yeah. Good shout. Good shout. All right. Let me just refresh this one more time. Otherwise, I think we have our final question. No, yeah, 3 more questions. All right. Gico EP, what are some movie opinions that makes people give you the side eye and give you shit for? Oh, that I love Love and Thunder? That's the most obvious one. Any other ones? I don't think I have any other ones. At least not obvious ones. What about you, Zach?
You just say you like the MCU now.
Or you say you like the Star Wars sequels. Any of them.
Yeah.
All right. Jack Alexander. I just graduated from high school yesterday. Congratulations. I actually just finished the can, but congratulations, my friend. And I want to thank you guys for always giving me something to look forward to every week during my time in high school. That is really sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Like we wouldn't be making the show without you guys watching. So thank you for joining us every week. In honor of this, what are some of your favorite graduation scenes from movies?
Oh, Amazing Spider-Man 2. When he's watching the speech at the very end. That's a great one.
Movies. Booksmart has a fantastic graduation.
High School Musical 3.
Well, I don't remember.
Not even joking.
I watched that once during COVID because I had never seen them. People wanted me to see it. What else? Ghost World has a great graduation scene. You said Spider-Man 2. It's in the original.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, The Amazing Spider-Man. I'm going to shout out the original Spider-Man.
Nah.
Tobey Maguire.
Trash.
Sure. Lizzie McGuire, the movie, great graduation scene. Euro Trip, great graduation scene where Scotty doesn't know. Who would forget that? Oh,
Is
Zach,
it
you and I are failing. You and I are both failing
why?
because we're forgetting one of the best of all time graduation
Hmm.
scene in Crazy Stupid Love.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Amazing Spider-Man 2, Booksmart. Is the I don't remember a graduation scene in The King of Staten Island, but apparently there's one. Oh well. My favorite out of those, my top three is Crazy Stupid Love, in no particular order. Crazy Stupid Love, Spider-Man 2002, and Crazy Stupid and Booksmart. All right, final question. Luis Feliciano, thoughts on Studio Ghibli getting the right for Angel's Egg? I didn't know that. And remastering it on 4K for the 40th anniversary this year. I am getting a 4K of Angel's Egg because that movie is so weird, so strange, and I love it. It's a movie with no dialogue, just music, just gorgeous. I cannot wait to see how that looks in 4K. Have you ever seen Angel's Egg?
No.
You have to watch Angel's Egg. I need to know what you think of Angel's Egg because it is such I cannot even tell you what it is about. So don't research anything. Just see if you can find it and watch it. It's one of the most
I'll wait till the
gorgeous
4K.
movies. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the most gorgeous movies I have ever seen visually. It's so good. So
It
good.
comes out next year.
Oh, next year. Okay. Oh, anyway. Thank you so much for letting us know, Luis. I had no idea this was happening, but I'm so happy right now that it is. Anyway, with that being the last question, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I'm happy to finally have a show where we don't have to, or rather, I don't have to rush out or anything. So we went a little bit extra time for you because we love spending time with you. Again, congratulations to Jack Alexander. And what I said to him applies to you all. Thank you so much for watching us, for being with us, for creating great conversations. Thank you to Luis Feliciano. Thank you to Tony Movie Chappie for all the wonderful super chats and the support you give to the channel. Thank you very much. We'll be back next week. Again, 1 hour earlier, a little bit of a rush by the time we have to finish it. So again, I apologize if we don't get to every single question next week, but we look forward to seeing you. Stay tuned for reviews of The Acolyte, for reviews of Bad Boys Ride or Die, and then the week after, Inside Out 2, and a few other things. So stay tuned. Thank you so much, everyone. And until next time, love each other and love the movies. Bye-bye, everybody. See you later.
All right, man.